Hello students, welcome to Spectra Educational Academy. In this video, I am going to continue with LAQs in both the chapters thermal properties of matter and thermodynamics. Okay, let us first take up in thermal properties of matter. The question is, state and explain Newton's law of cooling. State the conditions under which Newton's law of cooling is applicable. Okay. So first let us write the statement. So you understand the statement by using the equation given below, dq by dt. So you need to write in words thereafter. So is proportional to theta minus theta naught. So statement is, look at this dq by dt is the rate of loss of heat. Rate of loss of heat of a hard body. Is directly proportional to. So you can understand looking at the equation, is directly proportional to the temperature difference. Between the hard body and its surroundings. So this is the equation related to the statement. Now you can write here minus dq by dt is the rate of loss of a hard body. That negative sign indicates loss. Next, theta is temperature of the body, in particular hard body, temperature of hard body. Then theta naught is temperature of surroundings. Now let us proceed. So this is going to be minus dq by dt is equal to some constant. If you remove proportionality, you will get constant theta minus theta naught. Now, if m is mass of the body, mass of the hard body, m is mass of the hard body with its specific heat. Yes. Then, so from the definition of specific heat, you will write the equation as dq is equal to, so this is the amount of heat given to the body. This is the amount of heat in the hard body involved, ms with d theta. So it's a temperature difference. You call this is equation 1, you call this is equation 2. Then substituting 2 in 1. So you have minus dq, in place of dq, write down d theta by dt is equal to k into theta minus theta naught. So this step can be written as minus d theta by dt is equal to k by ms with the theta minus theta naught. So this all you can write it as minus d theta by dt is equal to c theta minus theta naught. In particular, so you have to write this as theta 2 minus theta 1 by dt. Outside you have minus, is equal to C. This theta is what average temperature of the body. Theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. This is useful while doing numerical. So you'll finally get it as theta 1 minus theta 2 divided by dt is equal to, yeah, so theta 1 is the initial temperature. So theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2 minus theta naught. So this is the desired equation. And in association with, there is another one. State the conditions under which Newton's law of cooling is applicable. The first condition is conditions. First condition is loss of heat. Loss of heat is negligible. Negligible due to conduction. Due to conduction, but it is possible. But it is due to convection only. Convection only. Second point, temperature difference is small. Next, the flow of heat. The flow of heat. The flow of heat is like streamlined flow of air. And fourth point, the temperature is uniform throughout the body. So this is explained only keeping in mind 6 marks. So numerical I'll take up numerical separately. Now let us proceed with the next question, that is from thermodynamics. Let me read the question first. Let me read the question first. Define two principal specific heats of a gas, which is greater and why. Derive a relation between the two specific heat capacities of gas on the basis of first law of thermodynamics. First, let us define two specific heats of gases. For writing the definition of two specific heats of gas, you'll get 2 marks. So first one, molar specific heat. So this is first specific heat. Molar specific heat at a constant volume. So this is the first one. So definition is at a constant volume, the amount of heat required to raise or to change, you can say, to change the temperature of one mole of gas. 1 mole of gas through 1 degree centigrade is called molar specific heat at a constant volume. The first definition. But how to write the equation? So before we write the equation, I'll give you one idea. So in the subtopic calorimetry of thermal properties of matter, you have learned that more is the mass is taken, more is the heat required to raise its temperature or to change its temperature by 1 degree centigrade. I'll tell you. Suppose if you take 1 liter of water in a jar. So to change means maybe rise or maybe fall. To change it, to raise the temperature, it takes some amount of heat. Suppose instead of 1 liter, if you take 2 liters, so it takes more heat. It requires more heat for the rise of its temperature by 1 degree centigrade. Similarly, suppose if 1 liter of 1 liter of water taken, suppose temperature is maintained some 30. If you want to decrease its temperature to 29, so 1 degree difference only. So you need to take some amount of heat dq. Suppose if you want to have change 30 to 28, so difference is increased. So you need to remove more amount of heat. So more is the mass taken, more is the heat required to change. Change means addition and subtraction. So difference in temperature. So therefore, more is the mass taken, more is the heat required to change the temperature of unit mass of a substance by 1 degree centigrade. This one you had in the subtopic of calorimetry. Second is, if more is the temperature difference you require, more is the temperature difference you require, more is the heat required. It means vice versa. Suppose let us say here mass is constant. Suppose you want to have temperature difference of 20 to 25. This is for the case of rise. So you require some amount of heat dq. It means you need to supply for the rise. Suppose if you want to have 20 to 30, so difference is increased. You need to supply more heat. Vice versa, even suppose if you want to decrease the temperature from 20 to 25 to 20, so you need to remove some amount of heat dq. Suppose if you want to get the temperature difference from 30 to 20, so temperature difference, this is for the case of fall as well as rise. So more is the heat required to change the temperature of a substance, unit mass of substance. Then combinedly what you can write, dq proportional to m with the d theta. So therefore, if you remove proportionality, you will get a constant, that is S. This is in the case of substances, in particular solids. So this S is specific heat there. Now keeping in mind, now same equation, let me write once again here. Here I am writing. So dq is equal to, you got S, you got M, you got dt. Now this S has to be replaced here Cv. M has to be replaced 1 mole. D theta is same, is equal to dq. But you mentioned that 1 mole of gas. So therefore dq is equal to 1 into Cv. So now S is Cv. M is 1 mole of gas. So therefore d theta. Now Cv is equal to, if it is n moles, you can take it as M is equal to n. Yeah, so Cv is equal to dq by dt, d theta in particular. So for 1 mole of gas. Next, after that, you can go with another definition, that is molar specific heat at a constant pressure. Same definition as you had earlier. Instead of volume, you have to write constant pressure. So the amount of heat required, write the definition. The amount of, so at constant pressure, you have to start with at constant pressure. At constant pressure, the amount of heat required. Amount of heat required. Amount of heat required by amount of heat required to raise or to change. Required to change or raise the temperature of 1 mole of gas through 1 degree centigrade. Through 1 degree centigrade. So at constant pressure anyhow. So therefore keeping the same way, dq. So it means here heat supplied keeping pressure constant. Earlier heat was supplied keeping volume constant. So therefore you can write here dqv. Then so here dqp. So therefore you will get it as dq by dq is equal to cp 1 into cp d theta. So you will get, so S is now replaced with cp. Now cp is equal to dq by dt. This is for 1 mole of gas. Next, even if n moles are taken, you can write 1 by n with the dq by d theta. So these are the definitions. Now, which is greater and why? So the answer is cp is greater than cv. So you need to write it like this. To prove this one or to understand this one, you need to write like this: at constant volume, the supplied heat is utilized only to increase the internal energy. So it means, once again let me write first law of thermodynamics: heat supplied at constant volume. So this is first law of thermodynamics: heat supplied is equal to change in internal energy and work done. So you can write this as du, and there is a proof for dw writing as pdv. Okay, so since volume is not changed here because at constant volume is present, but there no change is zero. So du plus p of v2 minus v1. Since volume is constant, no change in volume, you can cancel v1 equal to v2. So therefore this part will become zero. So only you will get dqv as du only. So this is the reason. So heat supplied utilized only to increase the internal energy, whereas at constant pressure, the supplied heat is utilized. To increase the internal energy, as well as to do external work done. So let us once again write first law of thermodynamics: dq is equal to du plus dw. Now here heat supplied at constant pressure. So therefore du dw. So there is an equation du plus dw as, now let me write ideal gas equation: PV is equal to RT. If this is differentiation, so how it looks like: d of uv. So you will get u v dash plus v u dash. Keeping this in mind, you will have to differentiate this as p dv plus v dp is equal to universal gas constant remain constant and r dt. So you can say this is r dt, the temperature is equal to, now dt is replaced with d theta, temperature difference. You can write t or you can write dt, no problem. Writing changing letter is not the criteria. Then proceed. So we are saying that the pressure constant means what? Pressure is there, but it remains constant. Therefore this part will be zero. Why? Because pdv plus v of p2 minus p1 r d theta. So therefore, since no change in the pressure, this get vanished. So r d theta is equal to, you will get pdv. So first let us write this as PdV is equal to dq with the P. In place of PdV, let us write du plus r d theta is equal to dqp. Yeah, so you call this is equation 2. You take this is equation 1. Now, so there is another part. Derive a relation between the two specific heat capacities of gas on the basis of first law of thermodynamics. So in a simple manner, you'll get the answer. So relation between two specific heats. Two specific heats. What are specific heats? First one is Cp and the second one is Cv. So make use of from equation 2. So you have dq with the P is equal to du plus r d theta. Now substitute here the first equation. You have du is equal to dqv. So now dq has to be written first. dq of P is equal to dq of V plus r d theta. Now from the definitions of specific heat, what did you write dqp cp d theta? What did you write dqv cv d theta? So you substitute here. Therefore, so this is going to be cp d theta. This is going to be cv d theta plus r d theta. So you can cancel this and this. So you'll finally get cp left side. Cp minus cv is equal to r. So this is desired equation. And there is another name also. This is also called as Mayer's relation. This question may also be given that show Cp minus Cv equal to R. Student, in my next session, I'll continue with the numericals in different chapters, which are maybe from which you may get in SAQ or which you may get in LAQ, which you may get in very short answers also. Thank you very much for watching my video, but don't forget to share and subscribe with your friends. Thank you very much.